Very good morning to everybody present here. The topic of my PhD thesis is Performance Analysis for Quality of Service of Cognitive Radio Mobile System. Current wireless network are characterized by static policy where government agencies assign frequency band to the licensed users. But the study researchers shows that there are vacant channels available in the form of time and frequency. So the first motivation for my research work was to identify the vacant channels in the license band. So going to the previous history, the researchers in India has not done work in the availability of vacant channels. So the first work of my PhD was to identify the vacant channels and then going for the performance analysis of the quality of service of cognitive radio mobile system. The cognitive radio term was first coined in 1999 by Joseph Mottola, who identified that spectrum holes are available which can be used for communication purpose. So my research has revealed that more than 20% of the band is vacant, and from which we can take 12% for control signaling purpose, and remaining part can be used for traffic purpose. So basically, in terms of cognitive radio, we have primary users, which are licensed users, and secondary users, which dynamically access channels from the license band, and they are known as secondary users. So for quality of service, basically we need to study the traffic pattern of primary user. So what I have done, I have taken 46 days data for study, practical data for channel occupancy, for predicting the channel occupancy of the primary user, and I have also taken the holding time behavior of individual user so that the performance analysis can be done in both aspects, call arrival rate as well as holding time of the secondary user. So for forecasting, because I have taken the channel occupancy data, forecasting of the channel occupancy needs to be done, and for that, for hourly occupancy I have done long prediction, and for minute-wise data I have done short-term prediction. So in conventional telecom clock hour is taken as for calculation purpose, and clock hour is very authentic, and it does not actually decide in which particular time the traffic was maximum. So I have scaled down from hour to minute wise data. So for that, for the quality of service, I have taken the blocking probability as a parameter to decide whether the channel will be allocated with guaranteed quality of service or best effort quality of service. So for that, I have redefined grade of service in two more ways. That is channelized blocking probability, which considers whenever an ISU demands or requests a call, it takes 60 minutes occupancy data at that instant. That is channelized blocking probability. And I have also redefined blocking probability one more way, that is instantaneous blocking probability, which takes blocking probability at that, which computes blocking probability at that instant, which is known as instantaneous blocking probability. And I have compared CBP and IBP, that is channelized blocking probability and instantaneous blocking probability, with the predictive blocking probability, which is used by various researchers. So in addition to this, I have also studied individual calling habit of customers, because during some time the holding time may be low, and it may be less, and it may be high. So I have also studied the holding time behavior of the user. And in addition to this, or in parallel to this, I have also suggested a network for cognitive radio in which the network can be partly used in 6 low band in personal area network, and partly by license band in wide area network. And I have also developed a program which actually computes instantaneous blocking probability and channelized blocking probability for various days. I've taken data for various days for 50 channels, and the program whenever the program dynamically runs, it actually states the occupancy of the channel. I'll show the program later on, and it computes the blocking probability. And finally, whenever a cognitive radio claims a channel, or it requests a service, the program runs for the amount of time demanded by the CR, and it actually states whether the communication will be successful or not. So shall I?
Yes,
yeah.
go ahead.
Thank you. So these are the contents of my presentation.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
going to the introduction part, as I already mentioned, the motivation behind my research was Joseph Mitola, who identified the spectrum holes. Like, the spectrum holes are nothing but they are the part of the license band which are vacant and which are not efficiently utilized by the license user. So basically, Joseph Mitola also defined the cognitive cycle, which basically cognitive radio works in 4 different steps. That is spectrum sensing. Spectrum sensing, nothing but sensing the channels. And in my work, I haven't taken the sensing part because sensing in GSM is already developed. And next is spectrum access. After finding the availability of channels, how the user can access the channel, that is spectrum access. Then after defining the parameters for spectrum access, which channel has to be allocated, that goes under spectrum decision. And finally, the allocation. Last is mobility. Whenever a user is mobile or it has to change or it has to switch the channel, that is known as spectrum mobility. In my work, I have taken spectrum access and spectrum decision and allocation. I have not taken into consideration the spectrum sensing and spectrum mobility. So the issues for CR is, like I've already mentioned, that government agencies, they claim that license band are very congested. So, but the statistics shows that the channels in the form of frequency and time are still available. So the main challenge was to implement the vacant channel and to use those vacant channels successfully for cognitive radio communication. So in my study, I have taken GSM as a good choice for communication because GSM lower band is heavily congested, and there will be challenge to basically define the channel or find out the channel which can be used for successful secondary user communication. So these are the main various reasons for defining or for using the GSM band. First, it is stable technology, and if we want to develop cognitive if we want to use the mobile devices in the GSM band, it can be done with a little modification in the circuit. And basically, it also uses FDM TDM technique with low bandwidth of 200 kilohertz, which is scalable. So because I have divided my hourly data into minute wise, so it is better scalable. So the first very step was to identify the vacant channels. So I have taken data of various cities, of basically 8 cities, whose population is ranging from 1.5 million to 6.6 million.
Yeah,
I have taken into, yes sir.
When you take such data, no,
Yes sir.
please mention what is the source of the data. So whether it is a published source or you have got some from some through some reliable.
Yes sir.
This one.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So taken into consideration, if we consider Bhopal city, whose population is 2.36 million, I had done the study in 2011 to 12. That is where the population census is that of that. So spectrum occupancy was almost 75%. Similarly, Patna spectrum occupancy was 75 to 76%. So as we can see from the data, spectrum occupancy data, more than 25% channels are vacant. That means there is a scope where you can start CR communication. So this is the population spectrum graph. This is actually showing like if we consider a place where population is known, then we can identify or we can claim we can identify the vacant number of vacant channels using this formula. This 30 plus 15 into x square minus x minus x square. I mean, if the population is known.
How How did
Yes.
you fit this graph?
Sir, I have taken population. Sir,
No.
yeah.
How was that?
Excel,
How was
Excel,
that?
Excel.
How was that?
Excel.
Huh?
Through a trend in Excel.
Oh. See,
So
because
if the
what
pop-
happens is
yeah.
that in all these kind of regression figures, we can fit almost any kind of graph you want.
Yes.
So, the problem may be that how is it that those 2 points which are there above, okay, how they have been not, they are too far from your curve.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so is it that we should have broken this graph into 2 parts and then obtain different equation for first part,
Yeah.
different equation.
Yes, sir. We can do that for
So,
lower higher.
so what happens is that then your total goodness of fit is improved.
Okay. So I'll take it into consideration. Thank you, sir. Like you were saying, sir, like for low density population, I would have fitted another, and for
Yes.
high density. Okay.
What I am trying to say is that sometimes it is not possible to fit all the data into one single graph.
Okay, sir. Okay. So an empirical relation can be established using the relationship if the population is known of a city, particular city. So for deciding the quality of service, telecom traffic behavior has to be studied. For this graph, I have taken the traffic behavior of 24 hours of 46 days, and I have taken 3 different cells, which is highly loaded, second one is medium loaded, and third one is lightly loaded. As we can see from the graph, the traffic pattern is of double heap. I mean, it is parabolic in nature. And if we can take the graph of highly loaded system, the channel occupancy was 160, and I have taken here 60 channels. Highly loaded, I have taken for 60 channels. And if the occupancy is 160 for 60 channels, the traffic carrying capacity was coming out to be 10.6 Erlangs out of 60 Erlangs, and thus the actual loading was 17.6%. So it was like we can fit more channels into the system. So basically this was a hourly prediction. So hourly prediction does not tell about it at what particular instant of time the traffic was maximum. So I have taken a granular traffic pattern. Granular traffic pattern means I have taken 1 hour data and segregated into 60 minutes data. For that I have taken 30 channels data, and I have come to a conclusion that the predicted was 10-12 Erlangs here with the trend line, and the actual was 26. Occupancy was 26. So there was a vast difference between the predicted of hourly prediction, predicted by hourly prediction model, and prediction by minute wise. So I have segregated hourly data into minute wise data. So according to ITUT definition, quality of service basically underlines 4 parameters: availability, that means how much the channels are available; accessibility, how do we access those channels which are available.
When you present like this, it's always good to keep that reference, the source.
Okay, sir.
That according to such and such.
ITUT.
If you just give at the bottom one line, that makes it very authentic.
Okay, sir. Availability, accessibility, maintainability, and user perception of service. I have covered these two parameters. User perception of service is customer satisfaction. That is, I have not taken into consideration. So grade of service is nothing but basically the blocking probability. The grade of service defined by the blocking probability, that is the number of calls blocked at that particular during the busiest hour. For that I have taken Poisson's model, and I have redefined that Poisson's model. PCN equal to 1 minus summation, where C is the number of trunk servers and capital N is nothing but I have taken the occupancy of primary user plus if more secondary users are present in the system, I have taken that also plus a little bit offset. Then I have actually taken N equal to NP, that primary user channel occupancy, and if there are other secondary users in the system, NS, secondary user channel occupancy plus various offset. And I have come to a conclusion that if we consider this formula and calculated the blocking probability with different offset 0.1, 0.3, 0.5, and if we take the probability, threshold probability, which is industry standard 0.022%, then more than 50% of the occupancy, primary user channel occupancy, basically that means 50% channel occupancy, 50% channel occupancy is there with 0.02 blocking probability available for secondary user use. Less than 50% of the primary user channel occupancy is available for secondary user use with blocking probability of 0.02.
You should say that first.
Okay.
Because the blocking probability is the most important parameter.
Yes.
So if I am accepting a larger blocking parameter probability, if I am willing to accept larger blocking probability, then my figures will be better.
Okay. So less than 50% 50% is available with blocking probability equal to 0.02%, which is industry standard. Though and that 50% can be used for secondary user communication. So I have taken two more redefinitions. Sorry, this is predicted blocking probability, which is calculating blocking probability using ARMA model. The same used by various researchers. PBP equal to A power C upon factorial C, where A is the offered load and C is the total trunk servers. For this I have taken 7 days data and a predicted channel occupancy during the 8th day, and prediction of that channel occupancy of the 8th day I have put into A, offered load. Similarly, I have already told that instantaneous blocking probability was redefined. Instantaneous probability basically takes the offered load at that particular instant of the channel which is vacant, and it actually counts the number of vacant. Sir, I'll show in the program how it is running. Okay. CBP was taken 60 minutes data at that particular instant, and this is the graph which is showing a comparison between IBP, CBP and PBP. PBP is fixed for an hour as used by various researchers. I have taken here 4 hours data. So the blue line is PBP, then CBP is varying instant by instant because I have taken instant 60 minutes data of that particular instant, and IBP is varying each minute. So variations of IBP is more as compared to the CBP. But I have came to a conclusion that CBP is much accurate than IBP. So for my calculation purpose, or CBP was coming out to be much accurate than IBP. I had taken two parameters, but CBP came out to be more accurate than IBP. So that is why I have taken in my calculation CBP in the program. So this is the CBP. This is the if I have taken here different trunk servers for 7, 15, 22, 29, 36, 40, 50 channels, and it's like here that if we are taking more than 22 channels, the secondary user communication will be successful. And if we take 22, if we take the channels less than 22, it may happen the blocking probability will go more than 2%. So I have estimated the error just to validate the result. I have estimated the result of PBP with the IBP and PBP with the CBP with the standard normal standard deviation formula. And this was the comparative graph as we are increasing the trunk servers. IBP, basically CBP is approaching IBP. So I have divided the data into 3 basically parts: monthly traffic distribution for long term.
Just go back.
Yes, sir.
Here you are saying that CBP is approaching IBP, but look at your equation there.
It's greater than 0. Sorry, IBP you told GB. Sorry. Sorry. By mistake. Sorry. So for monthly prediction, I have taken long-term prediction. I have compared Sarima with the Holt-Winters method. For a minute-wise prediction, I have taken a Box-Cox method for comparing the user holding time behavior. So hourly traffic distribution was compared with Sarima approach was compared with Holt-Winters method, and because Sarima approach only takes one lagging, seasonal parameter, it does not considers minute-wise variation in the data, or granular variation in the data. So I have taken Holt-Winters method, which takes 3.
The reference for Sarima?
Yes, sir.
Should have been there.
Okay. Sir, I'll definitely, because I have not mentioned references everywhere, right? Okay. So the trend in Holt Winters was basically basically was following the original trend. So Holt Winters method came out to be better method than Sarima method, because the deviation with the original was less by Holt Winters method as compared to Sarima method. For because in parallel to call arrival rate pattern, holding time behavior needs to be studied. So for that, I have taken user holding time behavior. So the user, this is the actual user holding time behavior for large number of calls. If you can see that maximum, it can after this is x-axis the time in minutes. After a certain interval of time, the holding time is nearly zero. That can be used by the secondary user holding time. So for that, I have taken the variation of the holding time. I have taken the Box-Cox method, which actually defines the confidence level for deciding the optimum holding time. And using Box-Cox method, it has been established that the minimum the optimum holding time that can be used by secondary users came out to be 1.2 minutes, which can be used for the communication purpose. It is just for the deciding the optimum holding time, Box-Cox method. Then in parallel to the traffic forecasting, I have also proposed an architecture for cognitive radio communication, where these are the various sensor nodes which form a cluster, and these nodes can operate in personal area network using 6-low band architecture, and these individual clusters can connect to CR, cognitive radio base station, through license band, ISM band. And CR base station is the extra, data. CR BSC nothing but it actually updates and maintains the database of hourly data, minute wise data, and which is backup in the after the BSC. So main function of CR BSC is to basically update and maintain the database. That means call arrival rate. Yeah.
Here I am not able to understand where you are going to place this.
So this is just in like yeah.
Have you considered or not considered geographical placement of this?
No, so it's like a suggestion. Like this can be done. I mean this architecture can be implemented in the network, in the existing network.
That is the part of the line we can take. So it is
CRTC co-located with the tower. What is the place name?
It can be.
It may be co-located, better to be co-located with the tower.
Okay.
Even better, sir,
Right.
if the operator himself is providing, these are my surplus channels at this source state, you use it. That is the concept, sir. Operators themselves can offer to the
Sources.
yes, yes, yes.
So that's why geographical placement.
Yes.
Okay, I had one question.
Yes.
It is, it is important also if you want to have a much more bigger study. Of course, it may not be part of your research. The physical location where these are coming up, that is also important.
So main function of CRBSC is to maintain and dynamically update the tables, which can be used for long-term prediction and short-term prediction. So basically the measurement of radio parameters in GSM is very important because it dynamically decides the allotment of channel. So in conventional GSM, quality, signal strength and distance are the measurement done by the network, and the processing of these measurement is done.
You have any idea what it means by nano cells and femto cells?
Yes, sir.
Any relationship with what you are trying to do?
Nanocell and femtocells. Nano is like smaller area, covers a smaller area.
Okay, just think about it. We'll go.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have the measurement. So some minute-wise occupancy data was taken from CRBSC for determining the instantaneous blocking probability, and that data is provided by the short-term table, and the long-term table actually decides the optimum QoS, that is gross assessment of QoS. So I have taken two arrows for primary user channel occupancy, these parameters are defined, and the other block is redefined for secondary user allocation. So for the channel allocation, suppose this is the channel occupancy state. Here I have taken two states, H0 and H1. H0 that means it is free, and H1 that means it is busy. The channel is busy. Okay. And the tau is different timings, like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Tau is basically in minutes. So if we consider this case, here SU is offering a channel. Okay. And suppose that channel is already vacant for a particular time duration, that is delay. Okay. So what I have done, I have calculated. So shall I show this through the program because it will be more easier?
You're running short of time. Please go ahead a bit faster.
Okay. So I'll show through the program in
Sure.
that case.
So you can explain the concept and then
Okay.
details you can show through the
Okay. So at that particular instant, it has calculated the mean of all the vacant channels for different holding time, and then I have calculated the residual lifetime of that particular channel. So I have taken a mean residual lifetime for the channel allocation purpose, which has not been defined by various researchers. Like everybody has taken residual lifetime for particular hour, but I have taken into consideration mean residual lifetime for that particular instant and taken with 60 minutes previous data as my base. So if I need to define, concentrate all my work, like here I have taken channel traffic prediction model, short term and long term prediction, from which I am getting the occupancy data, and here there is SU holding time assessment, which demands different holding times of the secondary user. So whenever an SU requests a channel, it actually does it computes the call arrival rate from previous data, and it measures the elapsed time which has already been passed. It subtracts that elapsed time from the remaining vacant time, and based on that MRL is calculated, and on the basis of MRL, probability of success rate is also calculated for various runs, and the channel which has the maximum probability of success is allocated to the secondary user. So I've already mentioned this.
Program दिखाइए.
Yes, sir. So for various 25 runs for all the channels, this is the graph which is showing the probability of success rate. So this is the major graph.
Come back afterwards.
Okay.
Show
The program.
first, then this one. So that will be.
So can I come to actually here? It's not working. यहाँ जाएगा.
Again listen.
ले ले हाँ. Increasing the number of trunk servers, probability of success is increasing. But as we can see from this window, even if we take
Make use of pointer instead of going over there.
Sorry. Even if we take 2.5 minutes as the minimum holding time demanded by CR, here it's like if we take the probability of success to be 50%, we are getting this number of if we take the number of channels to be 22, that even then we are getting probability of success. And if we go on increasing the number of channels, probability of success is also increasing, but with the restriction that the minimum time demanded by CR should be within the limits 2 to 4 minutes. So the present research work has already confirmed that the vacant channels are available, that those channels can be used by secondary user communication. Second, we have already redefined blocking probability in terms of IBP and CBP. Third, we have established conditions that the channel allocation can be done based on MRL approach. And the works also suggests network environment where where the nodes can partly be used in 6-low-PAN architecture and partly in ISM band architecture. These are my paper publications.
Why you are not with numbers?
Yes, so that was a mistake from my side.
It's good, at least the references are complete.
Thank you.
Right. Questions from the audience? इसको दिखा दीजिए सर.
The program.
I'll let
Sir,
them-
sir has a question actually.
Please, I want to know that exactly what gap is you have providing for the channel between level.
What gap?
Gap that is you have finding that's called the backend.
Now,
What is that complete gap? How much of its that frequency gap, band gap is will be there, and at what time or what complete duration it will be there to
Okay.
utilize.
it
That you
depends.
want to need, and what is the duplex distance you have measured
Duplex distance. Okay.
for GSM?
Okay. For various cities, it is different. Occupancy is different. It may be 25%. It may be 22.5%. For various cities, it is different. It is not fixed for a particular time also, because some operators may add new customers. It may happen channel occupancy may get increased or decreased accordingly. So it depends upon the type. It depends. It is actually the data which we have collected. It is dynamic in nature. It is not actually static in nature. That means if we consider the case of any operator, and that operator has more number of customers, it may happen it has lower spectrum occupancy. Yes.
I actually wanted to know exactly what frequency you are getting consideration for this
I
calculation.
have taken GSM 900 megahertz.
9 mega. And
Yeah.
at what actually channels are available? How many numbers are there?
Okay. How much number of channels are available? You want to know that?
And in which particular channel is free of which particular frequency, and
Yes.
that are having the how much of band between the utilized one.
Okay.
And then how much of time you get to utilize.
Yeah, this is available in the software. I have taken practical data here in form of channel occupancy. I'll be showing in this. Actually, this is not connecting. No? So you can come and you can also ask. So, actually, क्या है ये इसका table?
Avdesh.
Anyway, I have taken 50 channels data, 36.
Sir को select कर
Okay,
दीजिए.
let me say what
You can come.
Professor Nikhil's question is that can we define a short-term stationarity window, and against the short-term stationarity window, what is the frequency band? If you want to
That is the first.
put this question in a seriously technical manner, that is the kind of question we would like to.
Sir, you can enter, it's like 50 channels today, you can enter any number of channels if you want. Okay. Like I've taken 36 example, 30 channels. I have taken 300 minutes data here, just for the calculation purpose. Any number to count. Time mask, because I have taken CVP concept, which takes 60 minutes previous data. So I have taken enter time pass greater than 60, because otherwise it will not calculate CVP. So suppose 78 I will take. The green one is showing that the channel is free, and the red one is showing the channel is busy. It is occupancy state. Suppose as the program runs, it actually depicting the channel occupancy in dynamic state. As you see, it will move from 79 to 80. X-axis is in minutes. It is dynamically showing the occupancy, channel occupancy in minutes. The green one is free, red one is busy. Okay. And for stopping this program, we press Control and pause. Suppose at that instant SU is demanding a call at 83rd minute. So what it does, it computes IBP at that particular minute. Instantaneous blocking probability. It's coming out to be 1.5 into 10 power minus 3, which is less than 0.02. Then it also computes. It also computes RV, CVP blocking probability. What it does, suppose this is free, this at 83rd minute this channel is free. It computes blocking probability considering 60 minutes data, previous 60 minutes data. So that to decide whether it will be successful or not. So for the channel claim, if the CR time demanded by the CR is 3 or 4 whatever, if we put 3 minutes, it will go till 3 minutes. The program will go for a continuous 3 minutes.
Okay, I'm fine.
And yellow suggests that it is successful. And
Sure.
if suppose it will not be successful, the red bar will be coming.
Okay, fine. I got it.
सर का क्वेश्चन ये
हाँ.
है कि what I understand from your voice, see in the GSM band, which are the channels which are vacant?
Yeah.
So the research work waiting 2 minutes. First is permanently, we cannot say because it is licensed, we cannot say it is permanently vacant. We can say it's quasi-permanently vacant. But the concept is that quasi-permanently vacant channels we will put the control channels. Because control channels cannot be changed very frequently. And if the remaining part, is all available dynamically. If a call during its progress is intercepted by the primary, it will calculate and offer to the another one where it is vacant. So some 12%, 15% vacant in everywhere it is found that the licensed bands are vacant. I tell you the story. Mostly, government has reserved some part around some megahertz for allocation to the some to railways, some to defense, some to police. They are normally not using this, but it has been reserved. So if it is not used, we can use it, and that is quasi-permanently vacant. Put your control channels over there, and now through the help of the control channels, you go on monitoring the other channels dynamically.
We are having shortage of time.
Okay, sir. Just for his
We can have a discussion later on because he had asked question to the candidate. He is expected that candidate should be able to answer the question, but not the guide, because this is open defense, right? So next, sir. Next.